She is the kills leader for Texas in 15 matches so far this year, up against Madison Shear, who's been rock steady all season long, the fastest Auburn player to get in the 1,000 kills club. And so he had a lot of work to do in a very short amount of time. He has certainly taken this program to new heights, but both of these coaches, as they contrast with each other, maybe in style of play, they have high expectations.
Emma Halter has the first serve of the match tonight. There's the left-handed attack from Rutherford, and it's the first point of tonight's match. Reagan Rutherford, the redshirt senior out of Missouri City, Kansas, played for Kentucky and now plays here for the Texas Longhorns. Kaylee Edson setting up Madison Shear, but she's too long on that attack. We talked about Shear being a player to watch for Auburn. They quickly go to her.
And we see here that Auburn has switched to the 5-1. They've been in a 6-2 all season long. That is why Madison Shear's getting those reps out of the back row. This is something that Texas would not have seen in game prep. So it'll be interesting to see if Auburn can pull out some surprises against Texas with this lineup.
A really big change for the Tigers again in their formation, how they're conducting things, and what a kill that was for Aiden Ames. 3-0 Texas right out of the gates here tonight. On the attack, here's Dreves. Halter's got it. Now Madison Skinner with a good look. Maddie Skinner, one of the best players in college volleyball. A 3-time national champion, on the national player watch list once again. An award she won last season, and she just keeps getting better.
Absolutely, and a shot like that just shows the skill that Madison Skinner has, because she goes high hands there. She can pound the ball, pound the ball, pound the ball. But that National Player of the Year recognition comes from strategy, and she is a strategist just as much as she is a power hitter.
A rotation violation against Auburn extends this Texas lead, and Brent Crouch can only watch on at this point as Auburn again has lost 7 straight matches. And there you go, you see Lauren Dreves pick up the first point tonight for Auburn, stopping the bleeding, so critical there.
Lauren Dreves is another big name that has burst on the scene of college volleyball. Just a freshman, but she has been a 6-rotation player all season long.
Costa keeps it alive for the Tigers, and there's Madison Shear with the return, and Auburn has scored back-to-back points. Look at this incredible pancake from DaCosta.
Look at the range in DaCosta. You know, she's kind of a mild personality on the court, but man, she can be all over the place.
Aiden Ames mistimed her jump, and now Auburn has fought back. Texas lead is 5-3. It's been 3 straight here for Auburn with Lauren Dreves serving. Longhorns go to Rutherford. The dig returned back across the net by the Tigers. And what a swing that was from Reagan Rutherford. Wow.
The tough part about this lineup is that Reagan Rutherford, both Texas teams in the SEC have deadly left-handed hitters in Reagan Rutherford and Logan Lednicki, and when you leave them one-on-one, they just have so much more court that they can hit into, because the ball does not have to cross their body. So you really got a double block on Reagan Rutherford.
Edson here for the Tigers, sets up Dreves from the back row. Carlson keeps it alive, and she'll set up Maddie Skinner. Texas has the 7-3 advantage.
Another addition to the 5-1 here for Auburn. You see Bella Bell back in the middle. That is where she won her national championship with Kentucky as a middle. Did not play right side until she came to Auburn. So it's been a while since she's been in the middle holding it down, but she is a very natural player in that position. Moving side to side is one of her strengths. And so putting that big, strong, two big hands in front of all hitters at all times is a strength of Bella Bell, and no doubt something that has been calculated into the game plan today.
Tonight's match has featured teammates turned opponents. Bella Bell for Auburn, and then you've got Maddie Skinner and Reagan Rutherford for Texas. All at one point played at Kentucky together, helped the Wildcats win a national championship, and now they've got the fun opportunity to go head-to-head tonight.
Yeah, and to see someone that you once played with, but no doubt that they've all improved, they've gained new skills. It's an interesting experience when you're on the player side of that experience.
Skinner with the big swing there. Shear back across here for Auburn. DaCosta will set up Maddie Shear off the hands, and Texas regroups. A slide that time is blocked out of play. It's a point for the Longhorns as they got Aiden Ames on the move, and Auburn's got to call a timeout. Texas in full control early in this one. The Longhorns lead it 10-3 in set number one. It's been to back-to-back NCAA tournaments. They want to make it 3 straight. They know how important it is this time of year. And so in the 2024 season, the Tigers have made a system change. They're now operating tonight out of the 5-1 system as opposed to the 6-2 that they had been running all season long. You can see the difference there on your screens. And Paige, we already saw a rotation violation tonight from Auburn.
Yeah, and I think in practice, you're always running the 6-2 and the 5-1 against each other. But typically your rotation violations are when a setter is leaving too early. They're trying to run and get to base, anticipating that pass. So that's what happened earlier in the match. But we see Kaylee Edson still in there, still working on that 5-1 positioning, so Auburn can have the slide open, but also Bella Bell in the middle there.
What are the things Auburn's looking for by making this change to the 5-1 specifically?
Well, something that you sacrifice is that you have solid blocking in on the right side. So you've always got a hitter or a natural blocker always on the right side. And in this rotation in particular, you see Kaylee Edson, number 6 there. She is the right side blocker. She lacks size that you might have with a Belle Zimmerman or someone like that. But something that you gain is you get the back row attack. And when you can stack the back row attack just like that with Lauren Dreves, that gives the other team basically 4 hitters that they have to worry about.
So we see Texas play this one back over. Defensively, the Longhorns have been pretty stout. How about that quick dump from Edson? Here's Maddie Shear for the Tigers. Skinner for Texas. What a swing. Such a fun player to watch, Maddie Skinner, number 6 for the Longhorns. How about that layout first, though, from Singletary?
And this is just Texas volleyball. You know, you see the separating factor in those top 10 teams is how out of system can you get another team. And for Texas, that percentage is very small. That's an in-system swing for Madison Skinner out of just a crazy one-arm stab. So that is the percentage Texas is always trying to increase, and obviously Auburn is as well.
Pretty impressive what we're seeing from the Longhorns so far in set one. Earlier we saw Auburn kind of stop the bleeding for a little bit, and now they're in the need of that once again. There's Shear handling a free ball over the net. And another big swing that time from Madison Shear. Again, the quickest player in Auburn volleyball history to get to 1,000 career kills.
And you see why here, because Maddie Shear, she's a strategist, but she can hit a sharp ball to what the coaches call the tee, where the 10-foot line and the end line actually meet each other. You see a huge block in front of you, and rather than trying to tip around, she can slice that ball right around the block for power as well.
Edson will set up Shear once again, but Texas stops that one Big time swing that time from Chelsea McCurdy on the slide.
And this is the fresh new look that Auburn is trying to give Texas that they have not game planned for yet. Chelsea McCurdy probably hasn't hit a slide since preseason, and so to have to game plan against that and not have that double block up, that could be deadly for Texas today.
And that's just as simple as being back in the 5-1 that the slide becomes more available?
Correct, because if you've got a hitter behind there, then you're setting up a 2-footed hitter on the right side rather than the middle off of 1 foot.
Diving effort that time from Auburn to keep it alive. That's Lauren D laying out. Once again, another pancake from Fallon Lanham, but it ends on the floor, so it's a point from Texas. Although what we're seeing here, tremendous effort from this Auburn team.
Absolutely, and you know, Jared Elliott has also talked about, you know, we're talking about Auburn switching into that 5-1. Texas has recently made that switch as well. They were doing a 6-2 for some of the season as well. They've got a quote-unquote undersized setter on the right side right now. So it's interesting to see both of these teams, but look at the options that have opened up for both of them. Madison Skinner's getting kills out of the back row, so is Lauren Dreves. So it just speaks to how just giving a team a different look can really cause some in-game adjustments that are very hard to catch up to in a game as fast-paced as volleyball.
That kill we just saw from Madison Skinner was so remarkable from the back row. How difficult is it to be an outside hitter making that adjustment all of a sudden to now hitting from the back row?
Well, I think when you're as skilled as Madison Skinner, it's just another day at the office, honestly. I mean, she is a great jumper, but she's also got a heavy arm, and she doesn't look like she would have a heavy arm, but I mean, she can really pop the ball with some force, and she is a dynamic, athletic player. So backing her off the net 10 feet, 8 feet is really not a huge deal for her. The hardest part about running that back row quick, or a bick is what a lot of coaches call it, is making sure that none of your own teammates are in your runway. So you have to be aware of that as well.
How about Auburn? They go to Madison Shear when they need a point. She's off to a good start tonight. Let's get another look at this one.
Is this Madison Shear over the top of the Texas block. Wow, that was just great timing there by Maddie Shear. Great job by the setting there.
Carlson sets up Skinner from the back row once again. How dynamic is Maddie Skinner? She makes it look so easy.
She does. She's got such a floaty jump, and she's got hang time. You know, obviously you want to run Madison Skinner in tempo as often as possible, but you can give her a bad set, and she can just sit there and hang and pop a ball over that is very difficult to dig.
It's a 16-7 lead right now for Texas. It's knocked down that time by the Longhorns. They lead by 10 now here in the first set. Pretty impressive what we're seeing from the Longhorns. And again, for Texas to be coming off of this 3-match losing streak before their last time out, defeating Mississippi State, it's their first season in the SEC. They might be back-to-back national champions, but they've noticed the uptick in competition.
Absolutely, and I think that both coaches, all coaches that I've had the privilege of interviewing this season have said, this is not a league where you go in assuming you're going to have a win. That's a foolish mindset to go into any of these games, but especially those that are kind of on a skid, you know, because they have nothing to lose. And so I think both Jarrett Elliott and Brent Crouch expressed that this is a time to buckle down, to really put your foot on the gas, play aggressively, and that's what I'm seeing both teams do, despite the point deficit right now. This is just hardcore, fast-paced volleyball.
Auburn and Texas have only met once before in the history of these two programs. Texas will go play Alabama on Sunday. They've never played the Crimson Tide, so it's been a season full of firsts when they're new to the league and they've got so many different opponents that they're getting to play.
But to have that mature blocker in the middle that is what's going to help your team feel in system, in control. When you feel like the blocker is just kind of chasing the ball around, that's when your defense can just shift a couple of feet here, a couple of feet there, and now you got big gaps in your court. Easy for the other team to take advantage of that.
11-point advantage right now for Texas as Auburn has used both of their timeouts here in set number 1. The junior Avery Carlson continues to serve for the Longhorns. Quick attack from Dreves, and it's handled by Halter. Singletary with the soft touch. And denied, right on cue. There are the blocks we're talking about for Mariana Singletary.
And this is the big Texas block. Look how unified, up together. I mean, that's as textbook as you can make it. That's almost robotic movement.
Kaylee Edson sets this one up for Dreves. Quick right-handed shot there from Singletary, but it's out of play. It's going to be a point for Auburn. Singletary saw the open floor, but extended it just a bit too long.
But what you'll notice here is that Texas has not made a lot of mistakes. They don't make a lot of offensive mistakes, and that's another thing that sets them apart, that even if they're not getting a great in-system play, they don't throw the ball out of bounds very much. They don't get blocked very much. They do a good job hitting for average as well as hitting for power.
Another block that time there for the Longhorns. Got a 21-9 lead here in this first set. That was Winnis and Singletary combining for the stop, and now Jenna Winnis, the senior out of Frisco, Texas, a Minnesota transfer, will now be at the service line. Rutherford with the quick shot. It's hard not to be impressed by just the velocity we're seeing off of these swings from the Texas hitters.
Absolutely, and you know, a lot of that is, I mean, clearly these are very strong women playing this sport, but they are athletic. I mean, they know how to use their jump to put more power behind their swing.
Quick swing there from Skinner. Texas now 2 points away from taking set number 1. Maddie Skinner tonight already up to 8 kills in the match. And there's Singletary to give the Longhorns set point. Winnis has this one roll over the tape. Bella Bell with the kill. Let's see if Auburn can start to get Bella Bell involved. That'll be good for their offense.
Absolutely, and it's all about being in system, controlling that first touch. Bella Bell absolutely needs to see more action for the Tigers.
What a shot there from Belle Zimmerman. Quite the serve as it rolls over the tape. That's an ace.
And so you've got coaches just frustrated because the offense, you cannot calculate anything that is working in your offense because right now as a team you're hitting negative. And as you can see, they're a low error team. We talked about that earlier. They literally had one hitting error during that first set. And so they take care of the ball, you know. And a lot of times you associate power with a little bit of recklessness, but Texas is just elite in taking care of the ball and hitting for power.
And that number on your screen right there just stands out. Again, Madison Skinner has 9 kills herself. She's hitting .600, and Auburn just 7 in that first match. They're hitting in the negatives.
Right, and you know, you think about the switch to the 5-1, and you know, it is something that can certainly set Auburn up for success, but you got to have that first touch ball control. You got to be able to start the offense. There's a difference in getting a ball up and a ball that starts your offense. So that's what Auburn's got to head for as we go into this second set.
So we'll see Lauren Dreves with the first serve of the set. And out of play that time, as Singletary's a bit too strong. Auburn starts set number 2 on the right note. Let's see how they can build off of this. Float serve that time from Dreves. She's able to keep it alive. Carlson will set up Skinner, and she's denied at the net, just out of play. A block attempt goes wide, and Texas has got the point. Sometimes you feel so good about even just getting the block against a player like Maddie Skinner, but you can't keep it in play.
Right, right. And I think Auburn's really got to key in on those quality block touches or quality touches at the net. You know, for those that might be new to the sport of volleyball, a block is something that ends the play. So somebody receives a point as a result of a block. But what we don't stat enough of is those quality touches at the net. So that means that maybe the play didn't end, but you did not allow the ball to cross the net and make your team play defense. So the more you have to cover and try again, digging the ball out of the opponent block, that can really wear a team down. And what we saw a lot of in the first set was just clean kills, no touch kills from Texas.
Here's Bella Humphrey serving, as Texas already has 5 blocks tonight. This is going to be a back row attack from Dreves. Texas denied it at the net, and then Auburn miscommunicated a bit, and we're tied at 2. Tigers had 2 players down on their knees and couldn't get over to the ball. Kayla Akana serving here for Texas, and she's got an ace. What a serve from Akana.
And we see her going after Lauren Dreves, just wanting to take her out of that back row attack option, but that's where Fallon Lanham needs to kind of take over there. She is that ball control sub, so she needs to kind of take more space away from Lauren Dreves there.
There's Maddie Skinner picking up the kill, as DaCosta couldn't quite get there in time. That one did hit the floor on DaCosta's dig attempt. Paige, I hope I'm not setting up an announcer's jinx here, but it's been pretty impressive what we've seen from both of these teams at the service line. Not many errors there so far in this one.
Yeah, and no doubt that that's been part of the game plan so far this year, is just taking care of the ball beyond the service line. You know, you do have players, I think Belle Zimmerman is one of those players for Auburn, though she hasn't served a ton this season. Maddie Skinner is definitely that for Texas, but you have a couple of players that can score beyond the service line, and they do it regularly. But others need to make sure that, you know, that ace to error ratio stays 1-to-1, you know. And so I think both coaches have really keyed in on how to be efficient with the serving this year.
Kaylee Edson's in some pain right now for Auburn, the setter for the Tigers, as Texas extends their lead. But throughout that play, we saw Edson hobbling around the floor. Chatting with the Auburn training staff.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I mean, typically this is a collision at the net with someone from the other team, but, you know, the Texas players don't look like they might have collided with Kaylee Edson, so not sure what might have happened there.
See her pointing down towards her ankle. Auburn will make a change as Peyton Dunn comes into the match to serve. Here's Chelsea McCurdy on the slide. That'll bring the fans to their feet.
Chelsea McCurdy has been the sniper for Auburn volleyball all season long. She is so mature. You know, she's not your highest jumper, and sometimes she's not even the one with the fastest approach, but she can just see the block so well. She makes such strategic decisions, and her teammates trust her.
There's Madison Skinner picking up her 13th kill already here tonight.
Madison Skinner.
A 7-3 advantage for the Longhorns. Dunn will set up Shear. Winnis pushes it across the net. Shear once again picks up the kill for Auburn. Maddie Shear now up to 5.
You give Maddie Shear just a little bit of space off the net, and she can cut that ball to either 10-foot line. She does a great job just slicing the ball. It's probably a 70% swing for her, but man, she is so accurate with that shot.
What a soft touch there from Maddie Skinner. Costa dove after it. We're used to these strong swings from Maddie Skinner, but this shows you how good she is.
Absolutely, and the height that she can receive the ball. You know, DaCosta is back, ready for that big, hardcore swing from Maddie Skinner. That's what she likes to do in the big. But she can see the hole in the floor, and because she can receive the ball at such just an elevated height than other players in the SEC, she can just tip that ball right behind the block, no problem.
Belle Zimmerman on the attack, but Texas has the block, and they pick up the point. Soft touch from Zimmerman. As Auburn's able to play it back across the net. How about that quick dunk from Avery Carlson? A setter that can score. That's what we just saw from Texas.
For taking a slow approach. I mean, she attacks every ball as if the entire team depends on her. You see the point differential there. Auburn has only scored 15 as a collective. Madison Skinner has got 14 already. So she can be trusted with the ball in every situation.
Numbers worth watching tonight. Madison Skinner, season high 22 kills, her career high 26 against Tennessee back in 2023, as we see Singletary score. And for Madison Skinner, the success in some ways shouldn't come as big of a surprise because she comes from a family of athletes all over the place. Her dad has a 14-year NBA career, and her sister Avery is one of the best volleyball players in our country.
Avery just won the silver medal for Team USA. I mean, she was a great collegiate player, did great for Team USA as a new player, first Olympic run. But yeah, Madison Skinner has been around success in volleyball her entire life.
Over the summer, the Skinner sisters said that they really wanted to play for Team USA in the 2028 Olympics, which will be here in the United States. I think there's a good chance that'll happen.
Oh, for sure. and Team USA, if you're listening, don't miss that opportunity to put two sisters on the same team.
Texas in control as we see Singletary picking up the kill. That'll be pretty special to see volleyball, USA volleyball specifically, at the 2028 Olympics here in the country.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As the sport continues to grow. Peyton Dunn will set up Dreves. Zimmerman with the big swing. Madison Skinner ran out of room. It's a point for Auburn. Just an update for everyone watching. Kaylee Edson for the Tigers did go back to the locker room. Wishing a speedy recovery for her. Auburn has Peyton Dunn, an Oklahoma transfer, in at setter right now. Free ball over the net. Singletary slams it home.
You cannot let that happen against a Texas front row. An overpass, it would be better to pass that ball backwards than to allow that to happen, especially against Singletary.
Singletary with 4 kills tonight. She's got 128 total on the season. So dynamic. As we see Maddie Shearer with the back row attack here for Auburn, and then Rutherford scores for the Longhorns. Another kill for the lefty. Rutherford picks up her 4th kill of the match. Texas looking for their 9th SEC victory. They won 7 straight SEC matches to open up the season. See Maddie Shearer with the back row kill.
And we see the effectiveness of the back row quick for Maddie Shearer in that situation. You know, we talk about backing hitters off the net where the block is just not right there in your face. You really get to split the court in half.
And then you see Singletary come right back.
Not worried about it.
Yeah.
Not worried about it.
This Texas team has won back-to-back national championships for a reason. 3-match losing streak and conversations with head coach Jarrett Elliott. This team's well aware of the fact that they do have a target on their back, and just playing through that night after night, it's impressive to continue to see them show up like this.
And while some of these stats may make Texas look superhuman, it has been abundantly clear that head coach Jarrett Elliott told us that, you know, sometimes we're our own worst enemy. You know, we can be a little sloppy in those 5-setters. We can not take care of the ball at times. And those are the things that he's really trying to tighten up with his team. And he talked a little bit about how it's just not up to the Texas standard yet. But he feels confident that there's plenty of time in the season to get themselves where they want themselves before going into December.
Jarrett Elliott continuing to find ways to motivate this Longhorns team. He's in his 24th season as their head coach, able to continuously recruit the best players to come and play for him. And now,
It's volleyball.
and I think what's also impressive talking about Coach Jarrett Elliott is the ability to let his players lead the team. We just saw an entire timeout pretty much where Coach Elliott wasn't having to speak too much to his players at all. He's got a very impressive assistant coaching staff, but in a lot of ways it's the players who have experienced success of 2 straight national championships that can kind of coach themselves in a way.
Sure.
Winnis with the soft touch from the back row. Humphrey will set up Shearer for Auburn, and Maddie Shearer with the kill. And Neville Arena's getting a little bit of life in the midst of this 4-0 scoring run for Auburn.
And Auburn looking a little bit more like themselves. This is what we saw early on in the season from Auburn volleyball. Big scrappy plays and quick putaways. That's what they're used to.
A misplay that time from Skinner. It's an ace for Bella Humphrey at the service line. The good serving continues in tonight's match. That's the 2nd ace for Auburn. Carlson sets up Ames, and Texas stops the 5-0 Auburn scoring run. Texas needed that stop, but here's another important part for Auburn, to sit here and try and make sure we don't now see a Texas big scoring run coming. Dunn will set up Shear. McCurdy on the slide, but it's out of play and a point for Texas.
Auburn needs to keep pressing in on those good, aggressive plays. You know, you don't want to make an error on a free ball because Texas does not give a lot of free balls. But staying aggressive, going for that slide again, that would be my next play.
Dunn will set up Shear, and Shear's got the kill for Auburn. Tigers back within 4 as Madison Shear picks up her 8th kill of the match. There you see Kaylee Edson watching on. She's back from the locker room. She's got a smile on her face, so hopefully there's a chance we could see her again tonight. Carlson sets up Skinner. And it's yet another kill for Maddie Skinner. It's number 15.
And you know, you talk about the quality block touches or the quality touches at the net. You know, Madison Skinner kind of went for the block seam there, went for high hands. It didn't go high and off the court. So Auburn has to consider those free balls as well. I know it's still coming with some velocity, but anytime the block can slow that ball down, that's got to be a dig that translates into an offensive kill for Auburn.
We see an offensive kill that time from Belle Zimmerman going cross court. Belle Zimmerman, another one of the Auburn players who year after year just continues to get better.
Belle Zimmerman is a high-flying player. I mean, you see her just battling that inside hand, tooling the hand, doing a great job being aggressive there on the outside.
Winnis denied by Zimmerman. Doing a little bit of everything now.
Belle Zimmerman, when you talk about comparative blocking from Auburn to Texas, she is one that can get hands high and over quickly. So Belle Zimmerman needs to continue to work on that timing, be aggressive, get in that hitter space.
Zimmerman, the junior from Liberty, Missouri, has been a big-time player all season long for this Auburn squad. See Texas back at the service line. Rella Binney, freshman from Hawaii. Dreves. Singletary denied by Auburn. Skinner plays it across for the Longhorns. And Winnis will get it back. 2 hands used that time. A ball handling error from Winnis. And the Tigers are within 3.
Just keep chipping away. Just keep working on your side of the net.
Paige Thibault in to serve here for Auburn. We talked with head coach Brent Crouch, and he's wanting to use such a large portion of his roster this time of year. Again, Tigers trying to find ways to win more matches and solidify their place in the tournament. What an attack from Skinner. What a dig that time from Thibault. But Texas able to answer. Credit to Thibault getting in the way of this dig.
Auburn is doing a better job just reading the offense here. You know, Paige Thibault, obviously you want a ball that starts your offense, but what we saw a lot in the first set was just clean, no-touch kills. Now we're reading the ball a little bit better, getting in better positioning. Those digs will come.
There's Belle Zimmerman with the kill for Auburn. Tigers will go to serve, back within 3 once again. Again, Auburn only scored 11 points in that first set against the Longhorns. Much more competitive here in the second set. DaCosta over to Dreves. Halter keeps it alive. Rutherford on the attack. Singletary with the big-time play for the Longhorns.
Back on the floor for the
I think what we're seeing here is that Auburn is positioning themselves to just make minor tweaks. You know, before in that first set, it was major adjustments that needed to be made. But just like that mistake with Bella Bell, that's a hand positioning, and that's a block, you know. And so just seeing the progress and seeing how quickly you got to catch up to the game in a sport like volleyball. I mean, this is not for slow learners.
And there is Bella Bell on the slide. Bella Bell, a national champion at Kentucky, now in her second season after transferring, playing for Auburn, picks up her third kill of the match. Soft touch from Rutherford. Dreves from the back row. Lanham keeps it alive. A free ball for Skinner, and she puts it away. What a rally that was. Auburn's been able to get within 3 a couple of times here in the second set, but Texas has always had the answer. Back within 3 once again are the Tigers as Maddie Shears got her 9th.
And you see the type of balls that are being scored right now. You know, in the first set, again, it was just pound the ball, pound the ball, pound the ball. But then we've seen a couple of power shots, but then we see just some tips, some off-speed things that are now scoring for Auburn and for Texas. So this is kind of putting both teams in a weird position of success here.
Denied. Auburn within 2. This time of year so critical for Auburn to solidify themselves within the field.
And Auburn does not look like they're on a 7-game skid to me.
Yeah. Shear couldn't quite reach the apex of her jump as that one lands on Auburn's side. It's a point for Texas, and they've got set point once again. (24-20), the Texas lead with Akana at the service line. Carlson will set up Maddie Skinner, handled by Dreves. McCurdy on the slide. Auburn needed a point, and they got it from Chelsea McCurdy.
I think that was kind of pulling the clutch on that one, but Chelsea McCurdy was ready.
Second meeting ever between the Auburn Tigers and the Texas Longhorns on the volleyball court. It's been all Texas tonight in Neville Arena. In a fun environment tonight inside Neville Arena. This crowd turnout has been awesome. And we have been so entertained. Emma Halter will serve for the Longhorns to get us going here in this third set. Peyton Dunn over to Bella Bell, but too wide, and it's a point for Texas. Back row from Maddie Shear. Skinner for the Longhorns picks up the kill. It's number 17 on the match for Maddie Skinner. And her season high is 22 kills. Peyton Dunn will set up Dreves. And it's Ames who puts it away for the Longhorns. A quick start to this third set for Texas.
And again, this big Texas block, these are the quality stops at the net. You see the stop and then the put away. That is something that Texas is so good at. And it frustrates the other team, and it also wears out hitters.
too long that time. Texas with the first 4 points of this third set, and on December 22nd. Both of these teams really hoping that they're going to hear their names called. Texas will, but Auburn trying to make sure that their name is called once we get to Selection Sunday.
It's hard to believe we're already at this point in the season, and it's also hard to believe to think about that a team that wins the national championship has at least another month of volleyball to play. So it's a weird time in the season right now. But just like we said in the pre-show, this is go time for everyone that wants to see their name called on that December 1st date.
And what we've seen over the last few seasons, Paige, as we just heard, a lot of parity within the sport. We're expecting a really competitive NCAA tournament, which is great. It's not just so top-heavy. There's a chance for some upsets, and there's definitely going to be a lot of amazing matches that we see.
And I think that speaks a little bit to the conference realignment because, you know, you talk about Auburn being on this 7-game skid, but you look back at the Big Ten, you look back at the Pac-12 before their realignment, this was very much the life that they lived. You could be 50-50 in your season and still go to the postseason. And I think the SEC is the up-and-coming conference to have bids like that in the NCAA tournament.
The addition of Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC certainly helps their case, but it's been a Big Ten season that's always successful. Hit the #1 team in the land representing the ACC. I mean, so many different conferences have big-time players a part of this NCAA tournament field, and it just sets up for an epic tournament.
Absolutely, it's super competitive. Yeah, we see here we've got the Big Ten, number of teams historically, obviously Nebraska being in there, but as you see just this alignment here, you're just going to see that margin get, you know, shorter and shorter. It won't be just this outstanding, you know, 3 or 4 above everyone else. It will be 1 and 1 year after year.
Texas has doubled up Auburn so far in this third set. Very impressive tonight in Neville Arena. Got Maddie Skinner at the service line here for the Longhorns. Winnes with the kill for Texas. We're talking a lot about the Longhorns tonight, Paige, but rightfully so. It's just the upward rise that their program has been on, winning 2 consecutive national championships. Another number that jumps out, especially in an environment like this inside Neville Arena, Texas has won 46 of their last 51 road matches. It's hard enough to play away from your home arena, and Texas makes it feel like that's no big deal. 46 of their last 51 since 2019. They've been victorious on the road.
And we talked about how the jungle here in Neville Arena, I mean, it's jumping. You've got students, you've got older fans, you've got kids here. But this is what Texas has played in front of for decades. So when they go to a big, crowded arena that just wants to see a national championship contending team, you know, that's what they hear and that's what they play in front of all the time.
Auburn within 2. And Texas scored the set's first 4 points. Auburn coach Brent Crouch called timeout. And the Tigers are fighting. They're getting back into this one. And there's something to take away in that, right? That not much quit at all in this Auburn volleyball team. As you said a little bit earlier, it's really hard to believe this is an Auburn team that's lost 7 straight matches.
For sure, and you know, the Auburn coaching staff has to talk a lot about mentality and mindset. You know, how do you approach a match like this when you want more wins in that win column? And this is how you do it. I mean, you just scrap it out, make Texas earn every single point that they get.
A theme this year for the Auburn volleyball team, as Coach Crouch told us earlier this week, is good after good after good becomes great. What did he mean by that?
Well, it's, you know, I think one of the hardest things to learn as you're coming into college volleyball is that, you know, a lot of players think that you can get one big slam and that makes up for a series of bad plays. They all count the same. So whoever can remain at good the longest is actually going to be the better team.
And good after good after good becomes great. We saw quite a rally there that ends up in a point for Texas.
And see, we talked about that philosophy here, but you look at how these players are approaching every play. Now, I'm sure we're winded. We got some people with their hands on their knees right now. But knowing how to dial back and explode forward, knowing how to go back and defend and then play, that is what we're seeing here. So we just had this long-winded rally, and then Madison Shear comes in with a strategy play to just get the side out for her team. Not doing too much, but certainly not taking a play off. So when you talk about that good after good after good equals great, that's what Brent Crouch is talking about with his team.
Madison Shear just had her 13th kill of the match. There was a joust at the net that Belle Zimmerman and Auburn won, and they're within 2.
Great body control there. That was kind of a high, scary ball, easy to get lost up in the rafters there, easy to take the net down, but did a great job just holding steady there by Belle Zimmerman.
A reminder, Texas had lost 3 matches in a row before defeating Mississippi State last week. However, they lost their 3rd set within that Mississippi State match. So Auburn competitive here, back within 1. Service error for Auburn. It's just their first of the match. Only 2 total in tonight's match. Again, both teams have taken a whole lot of pride in what they're doing at the service line.
And that would be a talking point in the locker room if I were the coaching staff here. They have been successful with aces against Texas, but they've also been very, very low error.
Carlson sets up Winnis. Dunn will set up Dreves. Winnis has this one knocked out of play. It's a point for Texas. Jenna Winnis with her 5th kill. Dreves with a nice kill for Auburn.
Great fast-paced play there for Lauren Dreves. You know, I think she's gotten some floaty sets, but you see this one is high and inside. I think she's a little bit more comfortable maybe hitting that ball, but did a great job with just a quick put away.
There you see Lauren Dreves, number 2 for the Tigers. She's just a freshman. Continues to get better week after week by way of Vancouver, Washington, and a player that Auburn's going to want to build around in the years to come in Lauren Dreves. There's an ace from Paige Thiebalds. 3rd ace of the match for Auburn as that one rolled over the tape.
Yeah, you might give the net the ace there, but you got to take it either way.
Auburn within 1. Bit of a scramble. The Tigers keep it alive. Here's Dreves on the attack, but Singletary puts it away. Texas gets the point. Big spot there for Auburn to attempt to
look at the read here by Singletary. You know, you see her lining up body line on Lauren Dreves. This ball is coming from behind her, over her shoulder. She doesn't have a lot of options, but then to reach and take that angle away, she's such a smart blocker.
Touch off the Tigers results in a Texas point. As Madison Skinner has reached the 20 kill number for tonight's match. There's Bella Bell. Good to see her get going. Just the 4th kill of tonight's match.
Bella Bell on tempo. you see how quick and fast her arm can close. Now, sometimes Bella Bell can get in some weird situations, especially on a slide if it's behind her a little bit. But, man, when you get that ball in front of her, you better watch out.
We see a service error from Belle Zimmerman, just the second for Auburn. Both coming in this third set. We see Maddie Shear come in for Auburn, and Emma Halter will serve for the Longhorns. Back row attack from Shear. Point for the Longhorns. They're now 10 away from winning tonight's match. Bella Bell on the slide, dug out by Texas, and Ames puts it away. Really nice dig from Carlson.
Probably too much of a temptation here. Obviously, Peyton Dunn is just in position there. You want to go up and just murder that overpass, but you got to know that big Texas defense.
Auburn is challenging that there was a net fault.
Auburn challenging that there was a net fault on that last play. So we'll have a challenge here. The ruling here is that there wasn't a net violation. And Auburn would like the officials to take another look. What is it that the viewers are looking for here, Paige, as they watch this?
Well, you know, we haven't seen any challenge review so far in this match.
After review, there is no net fault. Texas continues to keep the point. Auburn loses their challenge.
You're there. Auburn loses their challenge. Texas will hold on to the point.
Yeah, so I think that while a net violation would have been great for Auburn there, you know, what we have seen is super clean volleyball. I mean, there's really not been anything to challenge so far in this match. And so Brent Crouch might have seen or thought he saw something, or, you know, it's just an opportunity to get a little breather for your team.
Point Texas. Extend their lead to 6 points here in this third set. And they're on a 3-0 scoring run. Make that 4-0 for the Longhorns. And it's Bella Bell who's able to pick up the kill.
It's a great run there by Bella Bell, just challenging that outside hand. And again, that's something that she's really good at. She's good at picking the block apart. So I think she just needs more opportunities there.
There's a point for Texas. Devin Kahahawai has the kill. And Kaylee Akana will come in to serve. Dunn sets up Shear. Here's Skinner for the Longhorns. A net violation, this time called against Auburn, and it gives Texas the point. Barring a miraculous Auburn comeback in this one, in their first season in the SEC. Texas very impressive. They won the Big 12 16 different times. And they're contending for an SEC crown this year. Kentucky and Missouri would like to have a say in that regard. Texas has looked very good tonight. Shear with the big time swing, but it's out of play, a point for Texas.
These kind of mistakes for Auburn, while they're aggressive, You know, Texas is just not a team that's going to let you continuously get away with these errors. They're going to capitalize. They're going to pounce on you. So Auburn's really got to turn some of these into kills.
LaBelle over to Shear. Texas will set up Skinner. Carlson sets up Skinner, handled by Auburn. There's a quick dump from Dunn that Halter takes. And there's Maddie Skinner again on cue, getting a point for the Longhorns.
It's a great series of plays offensively. You know, you see this dig here, but how, you know, Auburn is able to just turn these into transition swings. That is the difference between them and Texas. Texas is scoring out of these situations, and Auburn's just kind of staying alive.
Auburn gets a point right there, but Maddie Skinner has tied her season high with 22 kills in tonight's match. She had 25 kills last match, correction. So a few shy of her season high. Maddie Skinner picks up kill number 23 on the night.
You know, Madison Skinner, where she's contacting the ball is what makes the difference for her. So you see, if you could elongate the block another foot, that's what it would take to stop that angle for Madison Skinner.
Back row attack from Dreves. It's a free ball over the net. And Texas miscommunicates. There's a point for Auburn. Peyton Dunn will serve for Auburn. 22-14 our score here in this third set. What a shot that time from Ames. Finding the back corner, wow.
Okay.
And Auburn will challenge this one.
Original call was point Texas, ball in. Auburn is challenging that the attack was out.
The shot placement from Aiden Ames.
It's kind of a sidearm swing there. It was a little bit strange, so I think I would challenge it too. I mean, it was pretty close to the line, but either way, Auburn gets a little chill time with the team here. It's hard to tell from that angle.
Aiden Ames, number 5
After review,
for Texas.
the ball is confirmed in point Texas. Auburn is out of challenges.
This one's confirmed. Auburn without challenges the rest of the way. Texas now 2 points away from winning the match. Auburn keeps it alive as Dunn will set up Dreves on the back row. And Lauren Dreves with the nice play.
Gutsy play there by Peyton Dunn. She's charging forward, sets that ball backwards to the back row attack. Luckily, Lauren Dreves was ready to take that ball. But again, it's just, you kind of have to, as a setter, you've got to reverse the flow sometimes, and that's just enough to get it done.
There's a service error for the Tigers. It's a set-up match point here for the Longhorns.
checking in for the Tigers, number 9, Zach Slaughter. Back to serve, number 17, Avery Carlson.